fades, you need to kill it.
I stood my ground, footed my foundations. I was lost, I'm unfound, searching clouds for relations. I did it for my town, not a crown or flash bracelets. I did it for my family's name and I embraced it. Amends I never made because life takes time.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel, my next YouTube video. I've got something a little bit different planned over the next couple of days. I might be able to shoot 2 back-to-back videos today and tomorrow, but we'll kind of see what happens during the day today and also what sort of time I've got first thing in the morning. So something a little bit different this week. I'm currently in Hertfordshire with Emma and obviously the dog. We're down for my good friend Tony and that's wedding, which will be sort of later on this afternoon, which is dead exciting. First wedding I've been to for fuck knows how long. So yeah, something a little bit different. I'm training away obviously at a completely different gym, which have kindly allowed me to sort of film and shoot this video. Got pushed on the cards this morning. I've kind of had to juggle my day around a little bit because of the wedding later. It means I've had to get up, take the dog out for a walk and get my pre-workout meal in first so I can go off and train, get that boxed off, and then I've got the rest of the day for us to kind of enjoy ourselves. So pre-workout meal's just gone in. I've just got my sort of drinks and that sort of thing to sort out. Put some clothes on, 'cause you're probably wondering why I'm sat here topless. No, it's not to show off. As it stands at the moment, I've hit the 2-week out mark, so I've got a last week of like a real hard push to try and get the last bits of body fat off. There's not much to come off by any means based off the pictures that I had and that I took on sort of like Friday, Saturday and yesterday. Things have honestly changed so quickly and we're kind of at that point now where the changes as we go along are going to be coming through thick and fast. So the last few days allowed us to collect a whole range of data in terms of the carb load. There was no spill or anything like that. My body just absorbed the food, and if anything, I looked a great deal better. So there's a chance that may kind of roll into my peak next week, which is very exciting. And you know, as we're getting closer to show day, it's really building that excitement. Like this whole prep hasn't been a breeze by any means. It's not been the toughest prep, but I mean, it's still been a bit of a challenge. It's still thrown sort of like roadblocks and that sort of thing in the way. It's come with its mental challenges, its physical challenges, and you know, right now my hunger is like, it's through the roof. So I had a full day of rest yesterday, which was actually quite nice. And you know, the more I thought about it yesterday, I was like, I'm actually looking forward to getting back in the gym this week, which, you know, when you're at this stage on prep, the last thing that's always on my mind is to be going to the gym. But then, you know, it's always the case that once I get to the gym, I get my head stuck into the session, that I'm generally absolutely fine. As soon as I get 2 or 3 movements in, it's like, you know what, I'm actually here for it. This is the reason why I'm here. Like, I'm not here to sort of think, oh, I really can't be asked to go to the gym right now, because every session at this point counts. I'll take you through what it is my push session looks like, what's on the cards today, given the kit that's available, any sort of like cues and tips and that sort of thing like I've been bringing in previous videos. And then I'll also kind of take you through what I've done and what's had to kind of be put in place for when, you know, we've come down here, basically, in terms of food, in terms of supplements, in terms of basically everything. Like the car yesterday was honestly packed full of God knows what, and it seems like we're down here for a week, but we're only here for a couple of days. So I'm going to crack on and get my intra-workout, pre-workout sorted, get myself freshened up a little bit, and then get on the road and head to the gym.
It don't matter how far I run, I'ma still keep it real till my days are done. Looking back is a no-no, son. Bad decisions that I made, I was so young. No matter how hard life comes, it could never take a toll on the man I've become. Don't matter how far I run, I'ma still keep it real till my days are done. Look, see the changes are blatant. I smell a hater from a mile away, these pagans are fragrant. The same mates that you were safe with will name you in statements just to save their own bacon. I can't lie, I don't hate them, I don't make friends. I pray to God that he saves them. I don't take chance with a fake friend. I won't make the same mistakes as my past, it don't make sense. I take charge, you couldn't make bench. I'm on a different path in the same ends. I see demons and I laugh, I don't blame them, cause I got them in my grasp like a vape pen. These roads will take your soul like you blaze pen. Don't wanna hear the truth, they just plain deaf. I watch the world end like the mindset. Get bitten for a slice of that tiger bread. It don't matter how far I run, I'ma still keep it real.
So I started this session, as you probably just saw, on pec deck. Did a couple of sets on there just to get some blood into the chest, and that's always like a staple for me for my push sessions. Across the board, like generally on a Monday push session, I'll use the pec deck. On a Thursday push session, I'll use seated cable fly machine that we've got back in the Northwest Mecca in Liverpool. I'm currently on the Smith machine, which is like my main compound movement, so probably run this up as much as I can, as much as I can cope with anyway, given my energy levels and that sort of thing. I think normally I do about plate and a half-ish a side, so I'm just going to add a bit more weight on, see where we get to, and then move on from there. Like the incline Smith machine, there's a few tips and that sort of thing to take into account when you're using this machine, which I'll go through like once I get onto my back offset. The whole emphasis around using the Smith machine is you're obviously targeting the upper chest shell, and you know, that's the whole point of it, is to target sort of like the top line. You don't necessarily want it to target your shoulders. You could be like, oh, you know, but the Smith machine's going to hit your shoulders. But what I generally find is stacking your elbow under the bar, having your elbows pushed forwards, rather than having them flared out, is going to take that pressure out of your shoulders. You're going to have to focus it into your chest a lot more. Because one thing you've got to take into consideration is when you're chest pressing in particular, is you want your elbows tucked and you're driving through. You don't want your elbows flared and driving across, because otherwise you're just going to hammer the fuck out your front delts. And to be honest, for me in particular, that's why my delts have blown up, because I've been flat pressing with a seated flat bench, incline Smith pressing. That's the reason why my delts have blown up so much, because I've been pressing wrong this whole time. And that's the reason why my chest is better now than what it was 2 years ago, but then it's the reason why it could have been a lot better. So stack your elbows under the bar, as you'll see through the next couple of sets, and you'll load your chest a lot better. You'll hit that top line, and then you'll actually gain like a full rounded pec, rather than just like the bottom half where everyone's pressing like shit. So far I've given my general strength levels at the moment. Can't be too unhappy with like the 4 sets I've done so far. 2 on the pec deck, 2 on the incline Smith. I think I hit 6 on my top set. It's a different Smith machine, it is a Cybex, which isn't the end of the world. Felt pretty fucking nice, to be honest, but I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I love an incline press, especially now that I've got the pattern, the technique and that sort of thing down. It's one pattern that I do enjoy now. Now I'm not hammering the fuck out of my delts. So just on the hammer strength, isolateral bench press, i.e. flat press, it is plate loaded. I'm kind of working up at the moment. I'm up to my top set now, which I'm going to try and take for somewhere between 7-8 reps ish. 8 seems to be the magic number for me right now, which is weird. Every movement seems to be 8 reps. But I'm just kind of trying to maintain my strength as much as possible. Obviously it's different whilst I'm away, trying to maintain my strength, because the machines are different, plates are different, environment's different. All of that kind of plays into like how your sessions run. But even as I say, like at the beginning of the video, like the vibe in it is quality. So many people around just like getting after it. It's so good. So if you're in the area, if you're in Harlow, drop into this gym. I'm kind of glad that I came over here now, seeing as it was actually only about 5 minutes away from the other gym that I initially went to. So gonna get this top set done, get my back off set done, then move on to shoulders.
Where's he been? What's he been doing? Who knows? Everyone wants to know, but can they handle the truth? I don't know. What they wanna hear, what they wanna 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 know. What they wanna hear, they wanna know. Look, they want the truth, can they handle it though? How abandonment had me stranded in cold. The shadow man appear from every angle you go. I go with a bag for the code, they be snatching your soul, don't let it go. Friends with robots stuck in your system, it won't drop, become everything.
So I think that was 6 again, maybe 7. Fuck it, I'm not gonna let it get in my head. At the end of the day, like my training setup is different today, because I'm training after 1 meal, whereas normally I train after like 3 or 4 meals later in the day. So any strength here, I'll take it. Like, I'm not going to let it go to my head too much. Just means during the off season, in a couple of months' time, I'm going to bounce back and become even fucking stronger. So it's not the end of the world to me.
I poisoned every plant by the seed and brewed the roots. Now I'm loose in the coop, the headless chicken on shrooms. I've got bruises on my brain, I can't reason with the same. I need to be restrained, what's the reason for this pain? I'm repeating it again, I can't reason with the same. I need to be restrained, what's the reason for this pain? And all I know is deceit. I beat myself up to the bleed, a whole sea of receipts. They think I'm going mad, they don't know what I mean. Only those who understand really know what
So the Smith shoulder press is the one movement that I've loved for fucking years. Like, it's such a great movement. It's known as obviously the military press, but military press is more with a free bar, which is sketchy as fuck when you've got dodgy shoulders. At one point I was trying to run this number up as much as I possibly could, and all that did was cause thoracic outlet in my left shoulder, which is bicep tendon into my lat, all kinds of fuckery going on there, which meant months of rehab. But then since that point, it's like, with the nature of my work being obviously a scaffolder, I've got to be careful of my shoulders because a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of lifting overhead. So this kind of helps in that aspect as well. And this is one movement that's helped to kind of blow my delts out. And it's one movement that I intend to kind of keep in for as long as possible because it is a great delt builder. You probably see when I was on the incline Smith that I was saying about stacking your elbows under the bar. It's the same case with this as well. Stacking your elbows in and driving your elbow up. You don't want to be flaring your elbows out and sort of pressing out to the side. Otherwise that's what's going to cause shoulder problems. If you start to feel it in your triceps, you kind of need to focus into it a little bit more. But again, great movement. I'm going to get onto my top set and then move on because time's fucking tight. Ooh, that was the set. Very happy with that, to be fair. Not as heavy as I used to be able to go, but you know, it is what it is. After all, we are 2 weeks out. Energy is low, sleep shit, food's low, expenditure's high, so strength's not necessarily going to be there, and to be honest, I'm not going to lose any mass between now and show day, so time for lat raises, triceps, and then I can finally go home.
My fucking mind won't go when I sleep. Spend a week awake, your only hope is to dream. Your only hope is it clean, but for a host is cuisine. Hold the soda and unfold the machine. I'm a skater boy like Avril Lavigne, just let it be. I got bruises on my brain, I can't reason with the same. I need to be restrained, what's the reason for this pain? I'm repeating it again, I can't reason with the same. I need to be restrained, what's the reason for this pain? What they wanna hear, what they wanna know. 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 Look, they say they want the old Charlie nose. You can't handle the old Charlie nose. Pain.
So triceps is a very difficult thing to get right. Obviously a tricep's only like a small muscle, the horseshoe obviously on the back of your upper arm, and you see a lot of people like swinging the weight, just pumping reps out. The best way to do it for me is, as you saw, is as I'm stood upright, keeping my elbows fixed to my side. All I'm doing is as I'm coming down, I'm squeezing my triceps as I get to the bottom, keeping my elbows fixed. You don't want it to be like you're kind of like swinging it all the way through. Elbows fixed, nice and slow, control down, getting a nice squeeze in your tricep, and you'll notice a massive difference. So on this set I'm doing rope extensions, probably do single arm tricep, pull downs, probably do crossover actually, just to get both done a bit quicker. But this is always like a staple at the end of my push sessions, is to then smash my triceps. So far I'm actually really happy with how the session's gone. I've not actually been here that long, maybe about an hour I think I've been here, which isn't too bad. So pretty decent session, not rushed it by any means, still got the most out of it, still happy with like the progressions, the strength and everything else, even if it isn't amazing. So I'm going to finish this off, do cable crossovers and then shoot to Tesco and get back to the Airbnb before I get in trouble. The other thing that I forgot to add as well is that doing something like this, utilising both triceps at a time, is generally a pretty good stimulator going into any other tricep movements. I generally find if I do rope extensions first, and then I go on to like say single push downs or even like overhead extensions, this primes my triceps nicely to kind of move on. Whereas if I was to do say single tricep work first, I don't necessarily get a greater deal of benefit out of it. Still works to an extent, but I find now that once I've done rope extensions, I can now go on to crossovers. I only need to do one set straight off the bat. I don't need to do any sort of like say feeder sets per se. I can just go straight in, get the set done, and that's it, end of. So it's the morning after the wedding. I was going to record this segment yesterday when I got back from the gym, but I was a little bit pushed for time, so it's a little bit difficult. So I've got up this morning, I've done my check-in, sent it off to you, and that's all done and dusted. Just had my first meal, and I'm just sorting out my meals for the day. Now, when I go away, what I generally do is everything gets stored in bags. So I've got cream of rice in a snap seal bag. I've got a dish of chicken, got a dish of rice. Then in the freezer, I've got bags of frozen fruit, blueberries, pineapple. I also bring full tub of protein with me. This comes everywhere. And then also all like the key components that go into the meals as well. So you've got the salt, any seasonings, anything like that. Having everything prepared in advance means that I'm not taking, say, like what would have been over the last couple of days, maybe 10, 15 tubs of different food. It just makes life a lot easier when it's all prepared. It's in a bigger dish, which means you can take, say, a couple of other tubs with you, dish it out for the day, and it means that you're ready to go. Also bring cutlery with me. Also have a big cool bag that literally I take everywhere. It stays with me at work to keep my food nice and chilled. Water is water at the end of the day. Normally sort of buy a couple of big bottles of water because I'm generally not a massive fan of tap water. It sounds a bit strange, but it's true. Even down to like other supplementation, sleep support, that stays in. That's something I do when I'm at home all the time, so it makes sense to bring that with me. And then the biggest and handiest thing that I've got is this thing. What's in this is basically all my supplements that I take for the day. There's a few others which are in separate tubs, but all I have to do with this is I have a little pot that I keep to one side. I have one for the morning, one for the evening, and then I just go through this and then just basically take out what I need, rather than having one of those big sort of like old people's like Dosset boxes full of loads of different supplements. So to round this off, I'm sorting out my meals for today because we're traveling back up to Liverpool first thing this morning. Got to make a few stops on the way back. One of them will be a compulsory coffee stop, has to be done. And then when I get back tonight, be shooting to the gym, training, which yes, I'll probably be tired because I'm pretty tired this morning, I won't lie. Going to the gym, training, taking the dog out tonight over the field to give her a run out because she's been sort of like, I guess you say, leashed up in here for the last couple of days whilst we've been out and about. So yeah, it's the best thing you can do in order to be prepared when you come away. Have everything prepared in advance, just as if you would do if you're at home, if you're going out just for the day, that sort of thing. When you're on prep, your meals can go with you. They are mobile, and it just makes life a lot easier. It saves you having to sort of put the guesswork in of going to the shop, working out macros on food and that sort of thing, or having to sort of spend time when you get to your Airbnb cooking. This has honestly saved us a lot of time. It means I can dish it up, separate it all out, microwave it, and at the end of the day, like when you're traveling around, most services these days have a microwave, food heating facilities and that sort of thing, so it makes it dead handy. And really there's kind of no excuse. It allows you to stay on track, even down to sort of like taking weighing scales. Tripod always comes with me as well in case I need to check in, especially as, you know, being as close as we are to the show now. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on and get on with the rest of sorting my food out, jump in the shower, pack the car, and yeah, head off back to Liverpool. So yeah, thank you for joining me on this episode. Please don't forget to like this video, drop a comment, subscribe to my channel, share this video as far and wide as you can, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. The next one will be more interesting. Show day vlog. Bring it on.